Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers Showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at the A.S.G All You Need Survival Pod Mk.II, which is this lovely thing sitting right behind me. So this is basically an alternative to using the standard drop pod at the start of a survival mode, so you can just land on the planet, spawn this in, and this will give you all the basic stuff you need to survive and get started. You can also use this on a brand new planet in a pre-existing save if you want to have a small little foothold in the form of a very basic setup. But yes, we'll go around it in a minute. First of all, we'll press F10, find it in the spawn menu. So there it is. This thing is 1,453 small blocks using the Sparks of the Future DLC pack. The DLC pack is entirely optional, so if you do not have it, you don't have to worry about any of the missing blocks potentially breaking the structure. You can see all the information about it right here, including using it as a fresh start in case you don't want to use the old drop pod, and of course all the important stuff with what it has. So we'll give this thing a thumbs up. We'll move all the way around to the very front. We'll have a very brief look around the outside because there's not really too much to talk about. Then we'll have a tour of the interior, and then, because there's not really much you can showcase with this, we'll drop it from orbit and let it succumb to the deadly re-entry mod. So my character can now just bugger off into the distance. There we go. And at the very front, this is what we get. So front and center, we've got ourselves a doorway to get in and out, a singular door, so there's no airlock on here. So if you are on an auctionless planet, you will need to make sure you're extra careful with your auction supply. Surrounding all of that, we've got some dark grey blast or edge blocks with two orange lights on both sides. All the way down to here, we've got a static ramp to allow you to get all the way up without jumping. And all the way up and above, we've got an LCD screen showing us the company logo, and a camera just so you can get a sneaky look at what's going on. Surrounding all of that, we've got some lovely white steel blocks, and then surrounding all of that, we've got some rounded grey blocks, and it does look fantastic with how it's been set up. If it was to move around the side, and this will be the same for the opposite side, this is what we get. One hell of a lot of detail. Some great use of our rounded blocks in orange, we've got some more blast or edge blocks, some more of our lights on the top and the bottom, and yes, that is what we get. Moving all around towards the very back, here we go. We've got some fantastic use of our rotor heads, some more blaster edge blocks, some more orange, white and grey. And if we were to move all the way up and above and look down, we'll see some parachute hatches, our beacon to make sure we can always find this thing, some more blaster edge blocks. There's a connector to attach it onto a ship to drop this to the planet, or maybe even just to resupply this with any kind of stuff you need. Some more parachute hatches just in case. Then towards the front there we go. If it was to drop all the way down and come underneath it, there we are. We can see some magnetic plates which have been moved away from the main body, which is how we're going to attach this onto the ground. Moving all the way along like so. There's the other magnetic plates on the opposite side. And there we go. That is a very brief look around the outside of the All You Need Survival Pod Mk.II. It looks absolutely fantastic. A sheer amount of detail on here using many different blocks, and it does have a nice little bit of function to it. So just grab hold of my character, we'll walk all the way up to it, and I'll show you what it can do. So all the way up to here, we can open the door, all the auction is going to come out, but we can just very nicely walk up to it without jumping. All the way inside and closing that door, we'll have this on the rear, so we can see our planetary gravity, our hydrogen power usage up there. We have a button on this side, which can be for our landing gear underneath it, where it will shake the vehicle when you unlock it. All the way around onto this side, we've got a little shelf with a few bits and bobs on there. All the way over to here, we've got ourselves a bed made out of an LCD screen and some glamour skin blocks. We then got a button for the lights inside. There we go, we can turn them on and off. Looking all the way up, we then got our exterior lights on and off. Got an air vent to make sure we don't suffocate. Cargo container to store a few bits and bobs inside. Some more LCD screens telling us the time and weather. All the way on this side, we then got a proper script telling us the inventory of our ship. We can see all the way down at the very bottom, we got 4 canvases and 1 hydrogen bottle. Yes, this is what we get in the room. It's a very nice, very cozy room, and you can, if you wanted to, remove some of these blocks and add in the DLC blocks that actually give proper functionality that you can use. So you can use one of the bed blocks if you want to. Yes, that's entirely up to you. Through this doorway over to here, we're going to come to our bathroom, which contains our survival kit. So coming all the way through to here, we've got a little chair to sit on. There we go. We've got a programmable block telling us our power output and stored, and if any blocks are damaged. And all the way over to here, another cargo container where it has our singular auction bottle. All the way over to here is our survival kit to respawn on and recharge yourself. and you can always access the inventory if you do need to refine anything to repair up this pod. And all the way around over to this side, we then got our fake little toilet and what I believe is a small little sink. Once again, a button for the light on and off, and all the way over there we can see a hinge, which I believe is supposed to be for our toilet paper. That's all we get in this room. We've got air vents at the top there, so you can always keep this closed, make sure this room is oxygenated before coming through here and going outside. But that is all this has to offer. So we've got basic functionality where we can refine a few bits and bobs to get started. We've got a lovely LCD screen telling us everything that's going on with the ship. And of course you've got a little room to play around with, redecorate if you want to, or just keep it as it is. As for that, there's not too much else to talk about. What I can do right now is just come all the way up here for a bit of silly stuff. So move all the way up, and then we can yeet it like so. There we go, wherever it's gone. And now I can just fly all the way up. Chase it with the free camera, and there goes the parachute. So once you deploy it from a large ship, like a dropship or something like that, you can now just let it come all the way down to the ground, and hopefully it won't take too much damage. We just come and let it land onto the ground, and then we'll let it go against the deadly re-entry mod. And there we go, parachute hatches have now done their job, the magnetic plates have locked it in place, and it's fully functional and ready to go. So now what we can do is just come all the way over to this, let's just paste my character. We want to make sure that the parachute hatches are turned off for this, so we can get absolutely destroyed by all the fire effects. Into here, where's the parachute hatches? There we go, we're going to turn them off, make sure they can't auto-deploy, and just for safety, we're going to make it deploy at 10 meters. Now I'm going to copy this, there we go, and we're going to fly all the way up to here. And here we go, I've now dropped that, I'm going to get inside. There we go, we're now going to close up the doorway, and I'm going to find myself a seat. In fact, that seat will do quite nicely. Just going to close that up. Oop, that door didn't close up properly. There we go. And now we come across over to here. And yes, as you show on the bottom, we do have plenty of oxygen all the way through here, so we won't suffocate on a non-oxygen planet. Now, all we got to do is just wait for the mod to kick in, and it should be at any point now. I might have dropped it a bit too low for it to kick in, so we're just going to slam into the ground without it. Oh, here we go. Here is the heat building up on it. It's now coming down like a giant arrow from the sky. The blocks are getting absolutely destroyed in first person view. This is all you see. And now we're just going to move away from that. And there we go. It just about made it to the surface. And that block, which was the only usable block. Ooh, what the hell? Okay, that was a little, oh god. I'm a little scared here. But yes, it looks like it's now calmed down. And that is all we got left. So we got our oxygen bottle, which will do quite nicely. But yes, that's all there is to it for the All You Need Survival Pod. It's a nice little thing that I thought some people might enjoy in their world. And as per usual, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download it and play around with it yourself. Highly recommend you do. And I'll be back with another video sometime soon. Bye bye.